The label budget phone is misleading. There's a tendency to X-A0 assume that budget phones must cut major corners that their high-end counterparts don't, or must exhibit some unforgivable flaw X-A0 that is absent in more expensive phones. X-A0, but these days, it just isn't true. Budget phones like the X-A0 sport fingerprint sensors and fantastic cameras. Others, like the OnePlus X and Honor 5X, sport cutting-edge silicone and attractive finishes. Affordable, cutting-edge phones are becoming the norm, not the exception. Last year's Moto G ranked among the highest on the spectrum for its waterproof construction, 13-megapixel camera, and use of Moto maker Motorola's online X-A0 customization engine. X-A0 this year, like clockwork, a new Moto G was X-A0 unveiled to the world, but under far different circumstances. X-A0 Motorola is now owned by Chinese electronics conglomerate Lenovo and positioned as its premium brand. As a result, the product language is different. The new Moto G is known as the G4. Regardless, I am happy to report that X-A0, the characteristics that made last year's Moto G X-A0 such a breakout success, i.e., its spectacular specs, X-A0 and bargain basement price, X-A0 Haven T changed a bit. Honestly, it is surprising how much you can get for $250 X-A0 these days. Thanks in large part to a water-resistant plastic outer shell. The X-A0 G4 Plus isn't as hefty X-A0 as some of its metal-clad X-A0 competition, and is more comfortable to hold. The phone's sloping X-A0 edges X-A0 practically meld X-A0 into the borders of its rear casing, giving the impression of a unibody X-A0 crafted from a continuous, uninterrupted block of plastic. And the X-A0 border between the body and removable back is nearly X-A0 imperceptible, which helps it perfectly fit in your palm. The same can be said X-A0 of the buttons on the G4 Plus. The X-A0 elongated rectangle of a X-A0 volume rocker and tiny power switch both feel flimsy to the touch, and somewhat worryingly, the power switch is prone to wobbling. X-A0 inches its housing behavior X-A0, which X-A0 only seemed to worsen X-A0 each time X-A0 brushed up against the inside of my pants pocket. The button X-A0 managed to withstand a week's worth of abuse. But X-A0, I am concerned about X-A0 how it will fare over X-A0 the long term. But buttons aside, X-A0 it's tough to find fault with the G4 Plus S hardware. X-A0 the front-facing shielding, Gorilla Glass 3, which is one generation behind Corning's newest X-A0, feels durable. X-A0 the fingerprint sensor, a squarish X-A0 capacitive button, X-A0 that looks a bit like a blackish silver X-A0 cuff link, is responsive to the touch, if a few milliseconds slower to respond X-A0 than X-A0. The sensors on the U5X and the textured removable back cover X-A0 is satisfyingly resistant to bending and bruising. Honestly, it is surprising